is an Unspoiled Network podcast.
This is Unscrupled, covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episodes 10 and 11, Into the Woods and Triangle. In these episodes, I want to date Olaf, because he sounds like a lot of fun. Welcome to Unscrupled. So, who the fuck are you?
I'm Bitches. And who the fuck are you?
I'm Money, and together we are... Bitches and Money! Yeah! We are getting so good at that, except we just clipped, so let's not do it anymore.
Oh, I yabbed real high.
So, yeah, you told me to live blog these.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
You did great. I was totally entertained. It was the only thing that got me through those last couple hours at work.
Okay. Yeah, so, I think we have to dive into the woods because something happened that I'm kind of happy about, but I'm kind of mad that we had to spend a whole fucking episode getting here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it was the end of the Buff-Rye relationship.
The Rifey?
The Rifey relationship.
I don't like Riley. And I don't hate Riley. I nothing Riley. This is how Riley affects me.
And that's the kiss of death. He's boring.
He's boring. Oh my god. Like, and he doesn't have the initiative around anymore to actually be relevant to the plot.
So he's extra boring guy.
Yeah, I mean, you should have dated Forrest or Graham.
His entire plot this whole season has been... Buffy doesn't love me.
I know. Like, it's... do you remember back in the 90s how long it took shows to resolve these fucking breakup plots? I mean, I watched all of ER.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it since, but like you can see the kind of medium evolve over 15 years as like a breakup would take half a season versus a breakup would take 10 minutes in the middle of an episode.
Yeah.
And the fallout would take like... You know, there would be little bits of fallout, but the fallout was not an entire episode on its own. And just, yeah, that was a thing that happened better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this was a long time coming, and everyone saw it but Buffy, apparently. But Buffy had some shit to deal with, so I can forgive her.
And there's another thing I'm mad about.
What?
I don't feel like Xander should have been the voice of reason. That really feels like Willow's job.
Yeah, it totally should have been Willow.
Or better yet,
yeah,
Anya's job.
Ooh.
That would have been a really good use of Anya.
Yeah, where she's like, you've been treating him like breakup guy, but he's kind of a great dude, if totally boring.
Right. And she would be totally honest and say it exactly like that. Like, I would even ship in Cordelia, who's coming home to spend the weekend with her mom.
No,
like,
Cordelia hasn't, like, been there. She hasn't seen Riley, and but you want a Cordelia-esque character.
And Anya's the closest we got.
Yeah, but Anya's not close enough to Buffy for Buffy to be able to hear her in that moment.
Yeah.
It has to be one of the core three, and that's Xander or Willow.
Yeah,
and
this should have been Willow's job. Yeah.
Xander got the job because he has had nothing to do all season.
Yeah, except get split.
Except get split that one time.
So, like, I don't hate Xander. It's just I feel like he's graduated the show and is ready for his own spin-off, which is like the Friends spin-off where he's just going to make stupid jokes in front of blondes for the rest of his life.
Okay. Yeah, if he could be off this show, I'd be down with it.
Yeah. And this is not personal animosity towards whatever the fuck the actor's name is. Like, seriously, I just feel like
Xander as a character.
Xander has outlived his usefulness.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't notice it as much because there was fucking Riley.
Yeah. There was Riley there to be more useless.
Right.
Yeah, that's accurate.
So, yeah. Anyway, the gist of this episode is that there's a fucking breakup. And Riley is like, why did they have... It's so contrived. And I hope this never comes up again that there are humans who will pay to have their blood sucked.
Yeah, that's pretty weird and stupid.
Like, they haven't done... If they had, like, maybe there's a narcotic effect to the saliva, maybe it would make more sense, kind of Dresden Files-y, but that's not what happened, and it's just, like, you can get the same effect by just letting your blood.
Yeah. So part of it is the danger, and there are totally cutters out there. I mean, let's face it, cutting's big business. Well, not business, but it's a trend that's not going away anytime soon. But the thing that got me is that Buffy gets all fucking indignant when she finds out that Riley's doing this, as though she has never allowed a vampire to bite her before.
Right.
But when she did that, it was for love. And Riley's just doing it for, to feel alive. So, in essence, her getting all pissed off at him is really kind of slut-shamey.
I don't agree.
Okay.
Like, in neither case of Buffy getting, or all three of the cases of Buffy getting drank, she did not approach the situation with that in mind.
Well, usually she did it to save Angel's life.
Yeah, she did it once to save Angel's life. The Master took her, and then Dracula took her.
Okay.
But both of those she was powerless. So
yeah, I mean consensual biting.
Right.
Because I think Angel might have drank her more than once.
That's possible.
Yeah, I think that might have been part of their thing. But...
Right, and Riley's all fucked up because Buffy likes dangerous men, and now that he's not in the initiative, he's kind of useless.
And not dangerous.
But Joyce is okay.
But Joyce is fine.
Yeah.
She came through her surgery really well.
Although they should have shaved her head.
Yeah, they should. Well, they shaved part of her head. But yeah, not the whole head. They probably should have shaved her entire head.
Or at least given the poor actress a bald cap,
Yeah, something. But yeah, I think they handled the Joyce thing pretty well. Yeah, we're not even going to try and follow the plot of this one because it's stupid. They handled the Joyce thing pretty well. She came out of it okay, and in the next episode we get to see her in recovery mode. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that happened, and it was a little anticlimactic, which is what recovery looks like. Recovery is the biggest anticlimax ever, so they did it realistically, and I like that.
Yeah. Dawn is there, doesn't have a whole lot to do other than look mopey in the hospital. I don't even think she showed up any other point in this episode.
She was being babysat by
that's
Xander
right.
and Anya in order for Buffy to get down.
Anya likes to play the game of life, which is the worst game, and I also loved that game when I was a kid, so...
I wanted to love it, but no one would play with me!
Well, I do remember the rulebook had a thing, like, if you have too many kids for the car, you have to squeeze them in there, and it just, like, was not physically possible.
Just put them on the top, strap them to the hood.
I know, I basically just laid them down in between the other ones.
Seems legit.
Right. Yeah, the game of life was fucking stupid. And also, I don't ever really think I got a good sense of how it worked.
Yeah.
Towards the end, because, like, you're collecting money, and you have a salary, and you have the kids... And then, like, you hit the end, and there's some sort of calculation that goes into, do you go to the mansion or the poorhouse? And I don't think I ever got a handle on how that happens.
I just knew that I wanted to make the car go zoom, 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 and have little pegs in it.
Right.
That represented people. That
also, there was
fun.
There was a new version of the Game of Life that was sort of updated, where the cards you chose were... independent of your salary, so you could be a police officer, but then you also had to draw a salary card, so you could be making $100,000 a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, or you could draw a doctor and make $20,000 a year.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you're a doctor without borders.
Right. The game also has no concept of debt and how that's paid off. So
well, it was invented before we had the level of debt that we do now.
I mean, it's just. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Game of Life. Back to Buffy. So, yeah, Dawn showed up a little bit, mostly to complain about Buffy getting it on with her boyfriend. I don't know, when your mom comes out of your surgery, I don't think I'll be okay with, having sex then. That just seems way too stressful.
Sometimes it's the thing you want... to relieve all that tension.
Yeah, but that's I would feel that way while it was going on rather than after I'd gotten the good news.
So women folk are sometimes different, and every women folk is different from every other women folk, okay?
Okay.
And the way it sometimes works is that for some women, being super tense makes them want to fuck while they're super tense. Mm-hmm. And for other women's, being super tense makes them completely unable to perform sexually. Mm-hmm. So once that stimulus that makes them, unable to perform sexually before has been released, they want to bang. Oh my God, they need to bang it out right the fuck now. And other women are not affected by stress in their sex life at all. Very few of those, actually. Most people are affected by stress in their sex life. Mm. But yeah, the folks that I've seen, there is a wide array of how people respond to it, and Buffy does not seem to have her sex drive super affected negatively by the release of stress. Mm-hmm. She wants to bang.
Yeah, I feel that.
But first she wants the romance, and Riley provides that gallantly. He gives her the whole package, and she seems to appreciate it. And I think that he's right that she's not letting him in all the way, and she's not letting him take care of her in the way that he wants to take care of her. But
Buffy's not the type of person who needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, there's a lot of explanations for that other than, you don't love me enough.
These two are mismatched. And I talked about them being together as, I was for it when it was a matter of convenience. In that Buffy doesn't have a whole lot of time to be in a relationship. She's got college to worry about. Yeah. She's got slaying to worry about. Her life is constantly, a lot of your together time is going to be spent patrolling. If you want to have any so Riley's as good as you can get. Start dating initiative guys. That's really all.
Yeah. I think the problem is that when he lost the initiative, when he lost his job, he had nothing left in his life except for Buffy.
Right.
Because he wasn't actually a student. I mean, that was all a cover. And he didn't have a job now. Who God only knows what he's living off of. He's just hanger-outer guy. He has nothing in his life except for Buffy. And Buffy can't be his everything. That's a recipe for disaster right there.
Hey, guys. Just so you know, have something in your life other than your significant other.
Having only them be your sole source of joy or sense of self or anything else, that's super unhealthy. In fact, there's a word for it. It's called codependence. Don't do it.
Yeah, so just, make sure you have room in your life for something that is not your significant other.
Have friends and hobbies.
Exactly.
Like podcasting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can't tell, but we're
Start
nodding.
a podcast about relationships. So, Dan Savage does, and he gets paid a lot of money. So
yeah, that's super fun too. But anyway, back to Buffy.
Yes, back to Buffy. Yeah, Riley, I'm not sorry to see you go, dude. You've outlived your usefulness. There's this stupid plot point, and I was kind of interested in the Spike stuff.
Oh yeah, Spike was super, super interesting this entire pair of episodes. He's got a lot of good stuff in here.
Right, Spike, it did make me super uncomfortable.
It's supposed to.
It fits with who Spike was and is, about how his crush on Buffy leads him to do all these creepy MRA type things and
stalkery things, like hang out outside her house and follow her boyfriend when he leaves her bed to go on his illicit blood-sucking trysts.
Right, and of course this is a total douche move when guys who are friends with women they secretly want to be with, and they're like, here's all the reasons your boyfriend sucks.
Yep.
Oh, guess who's right here for you to cry on, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of you in the 90s or in the early aughts saw this as sweet. It's not.
No, this is classic quote-unquote nice guy behavior. I'm gonna pretend to be your friend because I've got a boner for you, and eventually if I keep putting niceness tokens in, sex will fall out.
Huh. I feel like Drusilla would have disabused him of that notion.
Well, the thing is, he and Drusilla had a relationship that wasn't based on being nice to each other.
Yeah, but I don't know. Drusilla, as crazy as she is, she's not imperceptive.
Oh, yeah.
So I figure, like, she would have at some point said, hey, you need to cool this shit because it's not cute.
I think you're correct, and Drew is great. Drew is great. I find Drew to be super great, even though she's batshit crazy, because she's not trying to be batshit crazy. She's legitimately batshit crazy. So
well, I'm interested. I am interested to see just how batshit the woman is now that we have her back on Angel.
Yeah. We'll see.
So, anyway, I also don't know how I feel about the fight between Spike and Riley.
Oh, the thing where he comes in and stakes him?
Yeah, stakes him with a plastic spike.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. In fact, I enjoyed that entire conversation. I thought it was fascinating. And I really enjoyed how Spike was completely real with them. It's like, yeah, I want to be with her. But you get to be with her. And sometimes I'm so jealous of you, it's crazy. And sometimes I think, man, it sucks to be you, to be that close and not be able to get inside her head.
Right.
Yeah. That's some perceptive shit there, Spike.
Well, Spike's had a long time to, like, hone his perception.
Yeah.
If not his game.
Yeah. Well, he had a girlfriend for, like...
See,
couple hundred years.
This is kind of what's bothering me a little bit, is that we don't really see a whole lot of what Drew and Spike were like, so it's... I don't really know, like, how his Spike changed from when he was first a vampire to what he is now. You know, like, what has we're getting a little bit of that between Angel and Darla, but kind of not enough. So I want to know, like, I'm super into, these people have been alive for hundreds of years. What has changed about them? Because Spike kind of seems the same person he was when he said, let's go kill a Slayer.
Maybe that's who he is.
Right, but nobody stays in place. Everyone evolves. Do
vampires really evolve that much? I mean, what about them changes to influence that evolution?
They're still people who have experiences and learn things. They're not being frozen in carbonite.
Well, see, the thing is, though, like, Darla and Spike had this, like, 150-year-long relationship in which they did the exact same thing over and over again. Go to city, get nice rooms, eat people.
But they have conversations afterward, and their brains don't reset, and they consume pop culture, and I don't know. I feel like there's got to be, like, some differences between who they were and who they are, and it's such a long period of time. It's such a rich vein of stuff to talk about, but all the show really seems interested in doing is, like, I was with you for 150 years. Yeah. And it's like, okay, great. How did things go?
Yeah. Can you expand on that?
Exactly.
Can you be like, we used to fight and then fuck and then fight some more and then fuck some more and then
was there a honeymoon period? Did you ever have a rocky period? Did you ever take a break? I'm willing to bet vampires did that because they have. It's like, it reminds me of. There's one of the great things about Mass Effect is you run into, like, some of the species live for like 1,000 years, and you run into a woman who is one of the 1,000-year species, and she's dating another of the 1,000-year species. And she says, I really love him, but he wants to talk about kids, and he's going to get fucked up about that. And it's not like dating a human where you can just stick it out for a century and they're dead and you're fine. So, like, the concept of time here and what that does to relationships is so interesting to me. So, do something with it, please.
I suppose we'll see.
Yeah, and we get Anya's relationships, but both before and after Vengeance Demon.
Yeah. Fascinating that. That's next episode, then.
Yeah,
we have to finish up with the drama here. Okay. So
they have a big fight in the training room.
Yeah, they do.
And Xander is clearly, like, listening in on that.
Was he?
I think he was in the store when he asked... Yeah, he told Xander to beat it so that he could have a conversation with Buffy.
Oh, yeah. So
he clearly didn't beat it.
He was just chilling.
Yeah. He was listening, which... I don't know. If you're about to have a massive fight with your significant other, do you want one of your oldest friends there to be... Because I kind of do, just in case things get, like, you need an exit.
Okay, I do want a friend there hearing my significant other be wrong or telling me that I'm being wrong so that I can get some fucking perspective on that. But what I do not want is for that friend to still be the one carrying a torch for me. Because if you want to know who the king of the fucking nice guy MRA bastards is, it's fucking Xander. He's
not over his crush on Buffy?
No, I don't think he is. He's less, now that he's getting, like, regular laid, he's not as obsessive about it. Mm-hmm. But I think if Buffy ever came to him and went, Xander, I've been so blind all this time. You're the one for me. I can't believe I let you slip through my fingers. He would drop Anya like a sack of hot bricks.
Dropping Anya like a sack of hot bricks has not worked out well for anyone, ever.
Well, no, I'm not saying it'd be a good idea, but I think he'd do it.
I had hoped Xander had matured past this point.
Well, maybe he has. Maybe I'm completely misreading him, but
no, I'm assuming that Xander has gone through some kind of maturing process, and the fact that he hasn't really been center means that we don't really know what's going on there.
Like maybe he has other shit in his life.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think he joined a book club, though.
Yeah, well, he has a job and he has a girlfriend.
That's true. Those are other things.
Like, it feels like he would have some more perspective. And, like, do you remember how much of a fishbowl high school was? Where your whole world is, like, your family and the people in your school? I'm assuming your school was a lot bigger than mine.
I think my graduating class was like 100 people.
My graduating class was maybe 60 if I graduated.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. At my high school, we had 1,000 freshmen come in every year. And we had maybe 200 seniors graduate every year. Where the fuck did the rest of those kids go?
Eaten by vampires?
Something.
Did you go to high school in Rancho Cucamonga?
Anaheim, guys. No, I'm pretty sure we just lost a lot to dropping out of school and pregnancy.
Huh. Mm-hmm. So, I'm trying to think. Because I actually do, like, high school graduation rates are way the fuck up, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Mostly because, like, one, teens are making a lot better decisions as far as sex. Like, teen pregnancy's down.
Hey, it's amazing what happens when you get rid of abstinence-only education. Shocker!
It's also possible that a significant chunk of that is due to the lack of earning power. And that kids are basically like, they're actually afraid of getting pregnant?
Exactly.
Because you can't support yourself? Not that they weren't before, but it's just like...
It's a lot more real now.
Yeah, it's literally there is nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. 1 second, guys. Okay, yeah, sorry about that, guys. We dealt with a noise issue. But anyway, Xander... I just remember moving from high school to college and being treated like an adult and being expected to act like an adult, and crushes, like, it didn't
matter as much.
You had so much more perspective, and people were talking about trajectories of life rather than who am I going to be with? Because in high school, you have no control over the trajectory of your life. So maybe that's why your love life takes on so much more importance, because it's like one thing that you think is about your life that you get to have some agency in, you know?
Okay, yeah, that is true.
And Xander has been on the other side of this, where he's paying bills, he's doing responsibilities, like the people he interacts with are no longer picking on him because he farted in gym class.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that Xander is out and has some perspective on the Buffy crush now that his world is open.
That is entirely fair, and I'm totally going to go into our next Buffy episodes in a couple of weeks with trying to bear that in mind and see how that affects my view of him. Because I do have a certain amount of prejudice against him because of those early seasons, which are some of my favorite parts of the show, and in which he is a complete asshole.
And I don't have that prejudice because I remember being a fucking teenage boy.
Yeah.
That I was not that dissimilar to fucking Xander.
Oh, no. That's the thing, though. I was a teenage something, not quite a boy, but, like, I did the same thing. I yearned, and I wanted, and I would do anything to be around the women I had crushes on. And I would think to myself, why are they dating that terrible dude? I would, like, treat her like a queen. Like, why does she like him?
But there's another thing we need to take into consideration for your side of the ledger.
Yeah.
He's never had any space from Buffy.
This is true. He had one summer once.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's been a constant presence in his life. So I can't... Maybe his feelings have not really evolved there. So,
well, okay, maybe they've been tempered. Maybe he still carries a torch deep in his heart, but he's learned that that's not the most important thing about their relationship, and that, you know, he should keep that a campfire, not a bonfire.
Right. So, anyway, so Riley's been getting his blood sucked. Buffy sees it. They have this fight where he reveals that he has a job offer.
Yeah, and she's like, when are you going to tell me? And he's like, I'm telling you now.
Right.
When really he should be telling her, I found out last night, dude.
Yeah, you could have said...
I haven't even seen you.
But
it's not like a secret.
I was mad at him too at first, but I didn't live blog this, but I feel like the reason he said it the way he did was he's kind of... If he's going to turn it down, he needs her to throw all of her problems with him away, and this has to be one of them. Like, he can't if he makes it I just found out, then suddenly it's he's coming to me as soon as he knows, right? And we can make this decision together, and that makes him look better. I think he's kind of fishing for, well, okay, you feel really shitty about me. I'm going to make you feel just a tad little bit more shitty, and if you aren't willing to... If you don't want me at that point, you don't want me.
Yeah. If you're not willing to fight for this relationship,
right,
then yeah. Okay. No, that's fair.
So
I just always think about winning an
how
argument.
the fuck am I defending Riley? How did this happen?
I did this to you.
Jesus Christ. So
the circle is complete.
So Buffy goes on a cathartic vampire killing binge.
Like you do.
That stunt work was really good. Like, I'm sorry, that fight was choreographed really well. It was stupid, but it was fun. And it was...
I tune out during the fights now. I don't even remember what happened.
I usually do, but this time she has the big board where she just...
Yeah, she has the big stick, and she, like, kills 3 in the span of a heartbeat. That was amazing.
Right, and she kills the guy who's jumping over her, and then she, like... I did not like her chucking it at the vamp who was drinking him, though. She
threw it at him? I thought she let her go away.
But then she nailed her in the back.
Oh, lame Zora. She should have let her escape.
Yeah, and
it wasn't her fault. She was driven to it.
It's actually not about the vampire. It's about Buffy having a handle on where her anger truly belongs.
Which is?
At Riley.
Yes.
So, like...
Because he was doing a stupid thing.
I thought, like, letting the vampire go is a bad idea and she shouldn't do it. But if she had let the vampire go, I'd be like, oh, she's coming to peace with what this is. But she didn't. She threw the fucking board and nailed her in the chest. So.
Okay, well... Still a vampire.
Oh, yes. I'm not saying this was the bad outcome. I'm saying that had she let her go, I would feel a little bit better about Buffy's mental state.
Okay. So how did you feel about her going to Giles and being like, you knew this shit was going down in my town and you didn't say anything? I could have been cleaning this up this whole time. This is terrible. Why
well, he didn't know And 2, prioritization matters.
Yeah.
The greatest thing my boss ever told me was prioritization is about what not to do.
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to take that to work, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I kind of do it already anyway without having words for it, but
right.
But yeah, that's something that's a nugget I can pass on to my team.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Buffy's venting in every which way because she doesn't have any answers. Willow is not really there at all.
Yeah, Willow's not taking part in this entire mess for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then there's the confrontation with Xander, which was good, and it's not unbelievable coming from Xander. It's just, I really feel it should have come from Willow.
Yeah. Xander's, he's just, okay, 1, I just like him, and 2, he's not that perceptive when it comes to, like...
I kind of feel like Xander, of all people, can be able to feel the lack of Buffy love.
Okay, maybe.
Because he's been around for Angel and he's been around for Riley. I think he's the only one with the perspective on what's going on here.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, and if I'm right and he's still carrying that torch for Buffy, then he would notice that Riley's actually treating her really well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, he's good for her, and if I actually love her, then I have to be happy that someone's being good for her. I guess I can't hate this guy.
Do you know who would be an even better delivery vehicle for this?
Who?
Oz.
Well,
he's not around, but it's just... I'm trying to think of who knows Buffy well and has also, knows, when do you need to break someone's heart? I think Oz is the only one who could really say that, you know? Because we haven't had a whole lot of heartbreaks. These fucking relationships are surprisingly resilient.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Xander gave her the wrong advice.
What advice should he have given?
So he did say, okay, either break his heart and let it be a clean break, or throw yourself into this relationship, essentially. Go chase him down. And she chooses to go chase him down. Thank God she didn't catch him.
Oh, God.
Thank fucking God that Slayer running powers aren't that great. Or that she didn't, buy a car or steal a bicycle or something. Anyway.
Like in the Goonies?
Yes, exactly like in the Goonies. I want my bike! Anyway. Yeah, that was for you, Natasha. But what he should have said is, maybe Xander can't say this, but you never actually wanted him as anything other than a placeholder. You wanted a warm body. You never treated him like an equal on any level. Move on. Find someone who you can actually care about on more than a lukewarm level. But Xander can't say that. Willow could say that. Willow could say the shit out of that.
I'm not sure I agree.
Okay. That's fair.
Because the truth about relationships sometimes is, I don't know. I feel like the kind of exciting adrenaline-fueled phase of their relationship was also overlapping with the initiative stuff.
Yeah.
So, the natural progression of a relationship like that is to get to the boring compliance stage.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, the problem is that Riley only has the boring compliant in his life. He has no excitement.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good thing. Ultimately, I think I'm okay with Xander giving it. It's just, it would be so amazing to see Anya just stating the obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah,
Anya in her Anya way.
Yeah, but then Buffy would hate Anya forever. She can forgive Xander for saying that because Xander's...
I feel like it would be better for the show if Buffy hated Anya.
But Willow hates Anya. As we explore...
That was so fucking wedged in. Oh my God, I hated that.
Willow's always hated Anya. They have put clues of that in all over the place.
Yeah, but it still doesn't feel like...
It does feel a little forced. If anyone should have some sympathy for a demon turned human, it should be Willow. But Willow has a little bit of territorialism when it comes to Xander. And that does follow with the character.
Okay. Anyway, Riley gets on the helicopter. Buffy's like a minute too late. And part of me was wondering if he heard her and didn't look back because he knew like that was the right move on her part. Or that was the wrong move for her to come after him.
Or if getting on that chopper, he finally felt a sense of relief. A weight was lifted that he didn't know was as heavy as it was. Mm-hmm. And he was finally back to who he was meant to be, which is Soldier Boy.
I think he was happier being Soldier Boy.
Oh, yeah, he totally was. He had a sense of purpose and job, and he felt like he was doing good things for the world, even though it was like a scary science experiment that, you know, was unholy on every level. But he didn't know that. I'm
going to say something controversial.
Sure.
And you're going to probably spit your Pepsi out when I say it.
Go for it.
I'm kind of hoping this isn't the last we see of Riley. Because I kind of want them to keep Riley's email address and have, like, this covert government. Like, it makes sense for them to stay in touch. Because the covert government who wipes out demons and tries to do the wet work of protecting the human race from demons could probably use a source who is close to a slayer, you know, especially one who is at the Hellmouth where a lot of this shit tends to start.
Okay.
Because, like, you probably know a lot more about intelligence work than I do. But it's good to have assets.
I don't know why you'd say that. But
it's good to have people who are knowledgeable in areas that you are not, if your job is dealing with these things, that you could run an idea by.
Yeah.
And if you have a problem that you feel like should be taken care of, but you don't have the resources, and there's a third party who does not have your budgetary restrictions or, you know, or your priorities, you can send it to them and hope the problem somehow resolves itself because the Slayer got... It's a good idea for these people to keep in touch. So I'm hoping that, like, they could maybe, like, lean on each other for intel. I think that would be a much more interesting way of figuring out what the fuck's going on than looking in fucking books all the time.
All right. Well, I think that just about wraps up that episode.
Yeah. God, we went on this episode a long time.
Yeah? Yeah,
it's almost 40 minutes. So,
okay.
All right, let's get to our second episode, which, oh my God, this was amazing.
Unspoiled is a listener-funded network. Support us by becoming a patron at patreon.com/unspoiled and get access to exclusive content and additional bonuses. Or you can shop on Amazon at unspoiledpodcast.com/Amazon.
Moony, wormtail, padfoot, and prongs.
Prongs? What has prongs? All I can think of is a lobster. That's not a good animal to turn into.
And who brought us here, John? The island.
In this episode, an awful lot for a model airplane. What the fuck, Kate? Welcome to Unspoiled, the Constant.
You're the Slayer, and we're like the Slayerettes.
I'm so into this outfit just because I have had enough khaki camel toe with this show for the rest of my life.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win, or you die.
What do his guards do as he is murdered? A. Anything. B. Nothing. Unspoiled. Experience your favorites again for the first time.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, another interruption. So, yeah, there's a troll.
Yeah, there's a troll.
You weren't here, but I got super excited when I saw in the cast that Abraham Ben-Ruby was going to be in it, and I'm one of those weird people who, like, loves Abraham Ben-Ruby. because he was the smarmy desk clerk on ER, and he was also the big football guy on Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And then, like, he had a small role in the program, which, being in boarding school, we had to watch religiously because we needed to know about the dangers of steroids.
Oh, yeah.
And cheating in class.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So.
It's like an after-school special.
Yeah.
Except you're in school.
With a lot more rape.
And it's not special.
They also taught us how to pass a drug test.
Oh, hey. Nice.
I'm starting to wonder if that was the point, to pass a steroid drug test.
Might have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a solid hey, it's that guy. Even I recognize him.
But he's such a big teddy bear.
Yes, he's a big
loving this
dude.
role. He's so into it, and I'm like, oh god, I want to see all the deleted scenes with him. Like, I want to see his audition tape. God,
Yes.
this is really good.
You were so stoked about him shotgunning a keg.
So, that was so cool. Like, I hope that was like something he added, not the writers. Because it's just like, I don't know, he's living this character, and there is nothing more fun than an actor who really loves the character and really wants to be there.
Yes, indeed. And so when I was remembering this episode, I forgot that there was so much lead up till you got to the
for a while I was like, why did this bitch make me live blog this? This is just bitchy catfights between Willow and fucking Anya. They better tear each other's clothes off and get in some mud, or else I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, the start of the episode is obnoxious.
Yeah, it's
fucking obnoxious.
It was stupid and it was contrived. And I get that they're trying to have a fun episode to sort of relieve all that tension we've had all this time.
Yeah, the brain tumor breakup, Donzaki tension.
Right. And it was desperately needed. It took a long time to pay off. So.
Yeah. So, okay, let's get through some of the uninteresting parts. What did you think about Giles going to England for 3 fucking days to see the Watchers Council?
I mean, it seems like a good move, just like I'm saying about the remnants of the Initiative and the other dark government forces. Like, just because Giles doesn't work for them anymore doesn't mean that there's not a mutually beneficial relationship to be had here.
Yes. And also, use your fucking resources. They have more books than your, 10 paltry little shelves.
Exactly. Glory gets name-checked a couple times.
Well, they have to remind us that she's, exists and is a threat. Because she has nothing.
Right. It's been 4
4
episodes since we've seen her.
Yeah. It's like, who's what... Yeah, what's she even doing during this time? Getting her nails did? What?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the writers are making them behave believably. I don't want Giles to join the Watchers Council again, but I'm also a little weirded out that they're not trying to establish Buffy, trying to establish her with another Watcher.
Huh.
It weirds me out that the Watchers Council has sort of written Buffy off, especially when they have their other Slayer is incapacitated.
Well, okay, so Buffy quit the council.
Right.
Not because she was done with Giles, but because she was done with their bullshit. And she made that really clear.
I don't think the Watchers Council would care.
She was gonna, kill them.
So... Fair enough. It doesn't explain why they haven't tried to knock off Faith in prison, though.
Who's to say they haven't?
I mean, maybe. I feel like the Watchers Council, there is no active Slayer under their control. I feel like they would be doing something to make an active Slayer under their control. And the most efficient way to do that would probably be to poison Faith.
Okay. That's... totally,
because we've seen how brutal they can be as far as achieving their ends. And I kind of can't blame them, because the future of humanity is on the line, and Slayers don't have a very long half-life anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's heartless, but it's also like this is the stakes of what we're dealing with.
Okay, so I know you and I have watched a lot of prison shows, so we know how easy it is to kill someone in prison. But what if Faith is just that badass?
I mean, so getting shivved is I feel like poison would be a lot more effective, especially the tendency that prisons have of making the prisoners cook meals.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, they get someone... This is going way off base. But, yeah, so they have to get someone in there. They don't have to get someone in there.
They have to find someone in there who needs money.
Okay. So they find someone in there who needs money. But by the time they can arrange all that, Faith's probably got a network. In fact, if she doesn't have her own gang, yeah, like that's just...
Can we watch that show?
I know, right?
Wentworth
Faith Prison Edition.
Is it San Quentin yeah, San Quentin is the Southern California prison.
The federal penitentiary?
Yeah. I would watch San Quentin with Faith as the star.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. There's so many spin-off ideas.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. That's what I would be doing if I were the Watchers Council. They don't feel like the type of people to just sort of wait for things to be in a more opportune moment for them.
Yeah, they do kind of go in half-cocked a lot of the time.
Right. So, yeah, they don't have to succeed. I just feel like someone needs to be doing something. The Watchers Council aren't the type to say, Faith might survive it, we shouldn't try. I
maintain that stuff's probably being tried, and we just aren't seeing it because that would be a more interesting show.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what's going on with Giles. Anya is left in charge of the store. Anya is... there's a time in your life where you're given a small amount of authority and you want to abuse it.
Yeah.
I feel like Anya's time was in 1050. I feel like she'd be over that by now.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Anya was used to having all the power all the time, and now she has none of the power any of the time. And I can see her going a little crazy with the small amount of power she has.
Okay, that's fair.
That said, at no point during the time when she was trying to run the damn store and Willow's fucking shit up was Anya wrong about anything.
That's true.
Anya was being a responsible storekeep, and Willow's just willy-nilly acting like it's her fucking pantry.
Do you know what was really irresponsible of her?
What?
That motherfucking polka dot top. That was so bad. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? I didn't realize, I also threw some shade at Willow's outfit.
Yeah.
Because it looked like the Rocky Horror lips later, but the fact that she had her denim jacket closed made it look like she had some Where's Waldo stripes, and I'm like, what is going on, Willow? It's better than the ugly sweaters, but come on.
I did not notice any of the fashion. So. I was busy, I was actually waiting for Tara to be like, Willow, we should not be taking advantage of Giles's absence like this, or just be like, hey, we can throw down $20 and everything will be fine. Calm your entire tits.
Also, I was totally fucking right about Willow not being responsible with her witchcraft.
Yes.
It was really cartoony and stupid how she fucked up that spell, though.
Yeah, all of her fucked up spells were really cartoony and stupid, and I kind of expect Willow to be better at this by now.
Right.
Or at least better than this by now. I think she was just kind of going nuts with the, woohoo, Willow in a candy shop, a witch in a magic shop. That's what she was like. How did you feel about their after-school special-esque peer pressure to get Anya on board?
I hated it.
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
I mean,
it's
the show is more mature than this.
Okay.
I feel like I know where they're trying to get. I just feel like there are a lot better ways of handling it.
So the show is more mature, but Anya's not very mature.
But Willow is.
But Willow usually
And there's,
is.
like, I feel like there would be some justification, like, hey, there's a nest of vampires out, and Buffy's not in fighting shape.
Yeah.
Or, like, we need an advantage because there's a bunch of vampires out.
Yeah,
just
there
something
needed to
other
be-
than it would be cool to do.
Yeah, there needs to be some impetus to make this an important thing that she's doing and not just Willow fucking around with Giles'
Right.
shit.
It feels so weird for Willow to be proceeding like this.
Yeah, Willow's usually responsible.
Not responsible, but scared. She's cautious.
Yeah, that's true.
And this was totally out of character for her, so it just didn't feel right. And this is why I'm like, yeah, I get that she doesn't like Anya, but this doesn't feel like how it would manifest itself, you know?
Yeah. And they did turn it all around into being a pissing contest over Xander and, you know, his affections. And
which was also totally unnecessary.
yes, but they needed a filler show, so they did this. I actually, and I know this is going to be shocking, I really kind of felt for Xander. They were putting him in an incredibly unfair position every chance they got. And it's hard to do when two people you really care about are getting on each other's fucking last nerve and they both want you to take their side.
I don't know. I'm just so fucking thrown about Willow that I just, like, I can't even, like, Xander doesn't even factor into it. I'm already off board with this. But let's get to the part I am on board with.
Yay!
So they fuck up the spell.
Yeah.
And a troll appears.
Yay!
And he's Abraham Ben-Ruby, who is like 6'8" and probably 400 pounds. And all of it is a big cuddly teddy bear. And I called him Demon Hagrid, which I stand by.
Oh, yeah. He's adorable.
Yeah. And he's so excited to be free and to go beat things up. And I couldn't, like...
You couldn't be mad about it.
It's like... he had the same look on his face that the baby elephant at the beach had. He was like, this is awesome! Stupid receptacle! Yay, I have a hammer.
Delicious ale! Yay!
Yes! I fucking cheered at that. I smell ale, and I'm like, oh my god, you are living this part, and I love you. Should have been told from his perspective. So, yeah, he goes on a rampage. He destroys the magic shop. I wonder what Giles's insurance premiums have to be.
Oh, God.
How many proprietors are dead?
Yeah. Just being in Sunnydale's got to double his whatever.
God. And, yeah, so... yeah. So he goes on a rampage.
Like you do.
Willow and Anya get in the car, and this...
Oh, that was so fucking stupid.
Like, you couldn't get, like... They could have had the top up.
Yeah. And they, like, okay, you mentioned this in the live cast, but they keep talking about, oh, it's so windy, the pages are blowing away. Their hair's not fucking moving.
Right.
It's some green screen bullshit, and, like... Okay, maybe you can't afford a fan. You can afford a fucking grip with a big piece of cardboard. It's gonna be okay, guys. Just blow them a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm just imagining like Joss Whedon with an empty paper towel roll going. Linda Espenson with the script just going, fanning them with it.
Jane Espenson.
Sorry. I don't care.
Linda's her sister. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, and they go to the Bronze where Xander and Spike are, and I'm sorry, Xander dropped a really sick burn.
Yes, he did.
And Spike, like, and this is where they got the idea for Chili's too, apparently. Is, you know, girl, wake up.
I'm awake. I'm here. I'm upright.
That was what she sounds like when she yawns, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. I can't. Okay, yawning isn't always about being sleepy.
Yeah, I get it. But he's like, oh, yes, delicious ale. And then he fucking shotguns a keg.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Hey, you skipped over Xander's sick burn because you were watching me yawn.
Oh, that's right. Xander. I forget what it was, though.
Oh, Spike walks in.
Don't let me get in the way of you not being here.
Yes! And Spike's like, I was here first. And it's like...
I'm... One part about defanged Spike that I really like is how petty he is because he can't be intimidating anymore.
Yeah.
Because that totally feels in character.
Yeah.
But yeah. And two great lines from the troll right in a row where it's like, where can I find babies?
And Spike is just like, what do you think, the hospital? He's like gonna give the guy directions. It's like, yes, still evil, thank you.
You cannot appease me, don't even try. Like, I said it in my live blog, I think I'm going to change Moloch's biography on Grindr to that.
Well, yeah, that's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
It's really good. So, yeah, I'm loving how much he's loving the role. Willow and Anya show up, and we find out that Anya used to date Olaf.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bomb. How did you respond to that?
I took a break. I was like, whoa, mind blown. Because, like, a vengeance demon and a troll having a relationship sounds really fucking awesome. And then I got super disappointed when I find out that he wasn't a troll at the time and she wasn't a vengeance demon. So I'm like, no, I want the Anya vengeance demon background. That's what makes Anya Anya.
Well, yes and no. I think it's okay, so she had to have a reason to become a vengeance demon. And having her live-in boyfriend boink some other wench is legit.
That's fine. But
you wanted it to be a troll.
I wanted to find out, like, there are enough humans and vampires doing human things that I want some flavor of what do demons do. And I got super excited when he said that. And then we find out that he cheated on her, and it was only with one wench.
Yeah, I didn't cheat in my heart. How many of us have heard that bullshit? Come on, guys. I know you're out there.
And I don't know. It's just, it seems a little predictable in that, why did she become a vengeance demon? Well, clearly she had to exact vengeance on someone, but turning someone into a troll is not what I would, that would not get you demon status from me.
Well, okay, she had to figure out how to turn him into a troll as a human. Like, she went and learned some dark magics in order to figure out how to turn him into a troll.
I would have turned him into some small clothes.
Some underpants?
Yes.
And then what? Those are her period panties?
No, just sell them at a street cart. Some random asshole has Olaf panties. So,
man, what if it starts to wear off and your underpants start talking to you?
I would stop taking shrooms.
Oh man. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just fucking living for Olaf.
Olaf is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I don't like that his strength is in this hammer. I don't like that he used to be human. He didn't... Like, the Anya thing was a disappointment in that, like, I really wanted to know, like, we've talked about this Anya podcast that should be. It's just, like, Anya telling stories of what happened over the 1,000 years she was a demon.
Yes.
Like, what kind of shit did she get fucked up in? You know, what was Constantine really like? Things like that.
So there was this time during the plagues that...
like, maybe Pompeii was another vengeance demon spell.
Ooh.
Like somebody in town said a racist remark and everybody laughed at it. So they they raised the volcano. Okay. You know? Like things like that.
That'd be cool.
Like I don't care what Anya was like as a human.
Yeah. But yeah, there are 1,000 years of vengeance demon that I am all about and want to hear stories from.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say other than they go back to the magic shop where they're still working on it. And, of course, naturally, he wants to kill both his ex-girlfriend and the witch. And I don't blame him one bit.
Nope.
Like, and he's hangry. He hasn't had a single baby.
That's true. And he didn't get a bloomin' onion.
Like, somebody should have given him a Snickers.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him, like, sitting around and drinking when he's not in a bad mood?
I know, right?
That would be so much fun. We should play bocce ball with him. That would be amazing.
I've never played bocce ball.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Xander gets in a fight with this dude because he's like, I'm going to kill these bitches. And Xander's like, not the bitches, no. and they get in a fight. And Xander gets some decent licks in. But Xander also gets tossed around like a fucking paper doll.
I love that he's like, you've earned it. I will only kill one of them.
Yeah, like, I really enjoyed that. But man, Xander took some, like... Xander should be dead.
Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to Xander at this point because Ben Ruby was just, like, he had this big smile on his face and he was just living the role. It would not surprise me if they got all of that in one take.
Oh, yeah. Probably. But they probably did it 6 or 7 times for funsies.
That was a 3-hour makeup job at least.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And he did it all himself. He probably did his own stunts. Because that was just...
you can't find a stunt double for someone that big.
Well, you can.
Oh, fine. Anyway.
You find someone small to be Xander.
Oh, yeah. Someone itty-bitty.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, Xander gets the shit kicked out of him. And yeah, Olaf is just like down. He's like, you really tried. And I appreciate that. That was really swell. Tiny, tiny man. And yeah, he decides to make Xander choose. And Xander's like, yeah, I'm not falling for that bullshit. I'm not choosing. That's a terrible plan. What are you talking about? So
I feel like, given last episode and how he just said how much he loves Anya, that he should have said, I choose Anya.
Yeah, he should have. But he can't because he's Xander.
Yeah. I mean, well, he also can't because he's a good guy. Like, this... Yeah. It's one of the few things that I really, truly loved about Firefly was that moment when they make Zoe choose, and she doesn't even hesitate for a second.
She's like, no, give me my husband. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
It's like, yeah, he's my best friend.
That was a really good beat, and I was kind of waiting for that to happen, and it didn't happen, so...
Oh, Joss had a lot of years in between this and that.
I know.
To like
Actually, not really. He had one.
Right. You're right. Well, he figured out how he wanted to do it differently.
Yeah.
And let's face it, everyone loves Zoe a lot more than anyone has ever loved Xander.
Still, it was a good beat. And,
yeah. But yeah, Xander's not falling into that bullshit, so he's like, nah. But Olaf breaks his fucking wrist. It's like, damn.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like,
that's cold.
I'm so not into anything that is not Olaf that I totally forgot about that.
Well, okay, so afterward when they're cleaning shit up and Xander's like standing there, it's like, shouldn't he be going to the hospital? Isn't his wrist broken? Maybe those crunching sounds were something else, but I'm pretty sure that was a wrist breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and it was his jerking off hand.
Yep. And they, Buffy beats him because he manages to invoke happy relationships.
Yeah.
Which was silly, but it kind of invoked the same feeling as Beer Bad, and it's like, as dumb as that fucking episode was, it was nice that they were dealing, like, this was the Buffy morning episode.
Right.
You know? And this is stupid, but fun, and it's how she moves beyond.
Yeah, this is Buffy's process, you guys.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that, especially if it means we get no more Mopey Buffy.
Right.
So, and then they send him to another dimension. We don't know what dimension. I'm really mad they didn't show us what dimension. I kind of want to see him fucking shit up in Anya World.
Like, what do you mean Anya World? She's from our world.
No, I mean the alternate universe she created. With Vampire Willow.
Oh, the Wishverse.
Yeah.
Huh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
They were aiming for Troll World, which would have been nice for him, and I thought would be a nice thing to do. But, you know, he could be anywhere. There's no telling.
I feel like he could carve a place out here. He could be a lumberjack or a miner.
Yeah.
Think how good he would be with a pick.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But really, all he wants to do is drink ale and eat delicious babies. So, I mean, like, is he really going to have that work ethic that you need for mining?
I mean,
who's to say?
If you enjoy your job,
it's not like working.
He would love knocking down trees.
This is true.
Like, he would so love that. And something tells me if he tries bacon.
Yeah. 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 In fact, there are plentiful meats that are just as tender as baby. Not that I'd know.
Maybe he likes the taste of vampire.
I don't think anyone likes the taste of vampire.
I don't know. It's just...
Olaf
could be a really good ally, too.
I know, right? If they could just reason with him. But they don't give him a chance.
Nope. So I was really sad to see him go. And I know that's going to be the last we see of him. But, oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how much Dawn overheard of Joyce and Giles' conversation about it.
Seemed from her face like she overheard enough.
Yeah. So I guess this means Dawn is going to be stepping into the center again.
Well, they've got nowhere left to go. We can't, focus on Buffy's relationship because she hasn't got one. And Anya and Xander are only good for, a few minutes before that's going to be weird. And
I feel like there's a lot more Spike to milk out of this.
Oh. Yeah, probably. Oh, hey, we didn't talk about Spike and his bullshit apology thing.
Oh, I don't care. It was stupid.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Well, I think it's really interesting the way he's
trying
to find a way to talk to her and just getting pissed off.
It was super predictable to me. And, yeah.
I kind of orchestrated your breakup with your boyfriend, but I was just trying to help you out. Oh, God, I know I'm a bad person. Ah!
I don't know.
Yeah.
Introspective Spike is not a Spike that I'm used to, so.
Okay. I just thought I thought it showed a lot of maturity that he knew he needed to practice rather than just going up to her and saying something.
Can't practice on harmony?
No. He needs something, he needs something.
Okay.
And she is not anything.
So, yeah, those are our episodes, guys. I didn't like the first episode, but I did like that Riley is finally gone.
Yay!
And he's no longer in the cast.
It's only redeeming quality.
And then the second one was really a lot of fun. And I would watch an entire fucking movie about Olaf.
Well, now you know why I wanted you to live.
Yes, yes.
It all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Method to my madness.
So, we have 2 more angels next week, and we're going to go ahead and give you guys an announcement. We're going to have a guest in a couple weeks.
A guest?
A very important celebrity guest.
Whoever could it be?
It's someone you know very well.
Who do I know?
It's someone you give money to if you're a decent person.
Grandma?
On patreon.com/unspoiled.
That's not Grandma.
It's Natasha. Natasha has decided that she wants to be a guest for episode 5.16. So I'm not allowed to look that one up. For those of you who are following and trying to, that's going to be in a couple weeks. But we're also going to cover that by itself because there's going to be 3 of us and we're not going to shut up and we're probably going to go for 2 hours.
Yeah, probably.
So
I wish she could sit in this room and do it with us like that. That'd be fun.
I don't.
Why not?
Because there's no cats to pet and she will get weird.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, so yes. What else is happening? So I don't know if you got we cover another show off and on, which is called Sense8. And they have finally announced that the finale will be airing on June 8th. Yes. So we will be doing a live watch for patrons where we're going to give you a day or two and then we're going to sit in front of the TV and we're going to watch this and we're going to react and you guys can watch us. So that's one of the perks of being a patron is you get to see our ugly but incredibly comfortable couch.
Yes.
It's corduroy.
Yes. It'll probably be later in the day than is currently planned because that's also Pride weekend.
Yes, and I'm getting back from a flight the day before at stupid late. So
yeah.
We don't the date. We'll keep you guys posted on when we're gonna do it, but
we're trying to make it convenient both for you and our social lives.
Exactly. We're trying to make it convenient for you as well to have time to sit down and watch it.
Yes.
So that when you see us reacting, you'll know what we're reacting to.
Mm-hmm.
And also, so if one of us has to get up to pee, that, like, not everybody has to pause. God, that would be a lot of pressure. Like, what if you couldn't find your vape if there were 50 people waiting for you to unpause?
Oh, man.
I think I'm gonna have a nightmare about that tonight.
Okay, so heads up, we're just gonna vape while we watch it. There's no way around that. I can't watch that and not have nicotine.
Oh, that's like, yeah, that's not what I was saying, but I was like, if you, like, I need to go fill my vape, and then everybody pauses.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just describing a nightmare scenario that Anya would probably afflict on us if we pissed her off, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's some stuff that's going on. Yeah, so how about some new patrons?
Yeah. How about those new patrons?
All right, we have Miss Mech, Amit Ravani. I feel like I've said your name before.
Maybe she left and came back.
Brittany Bringold, Ashlyn Wolf, Anjali Bucci, Andrew Morrison, Andrea Harper, and Jason Broch. Yeah, so welcome, guys. You get the privilege of seeing us do this kind of shit and to get my crazy-ass live blogs.
Yeah.
With my weird-ass RuPaul jokes.
Loved it.
Yeah, and I think we got Westworld going on, we got Lost, we got Vampire Diaries, we got so much shit. All of your pop culture is covered here at Unspoiled Network. So become a patron at Unspoiled Podcast. At patreon.com/unspoiled.
There you go.
Right. We don't have any new reviews. I am very mad about that because we discussed this, and I'm specifically calling a few of you people out, like Jamie and Rashawn, who said you owe us reviews, even though I've given you guys reviews.
Yeah.
So write some fucking reviews. We need to, like I'm mad at the entire state of Canada for ruining our perfect 5-star rating.
The state of Canada?
It's in the geopolitics sense.
Okay.
I actually do have an advanced degree in political science, remember?
This is true. But still, I can rag on you for saying state instead of nation. Anyway, but yeah, God damn it, Canada.
All of you. All of y'all. They don't know what that is.
No. Okay, Canada. It's a boot time.
I hope you're sorry.
Hope you're sorry.
All right.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. I don't remember, like, I saw this gif where it's like, it's a Canadian gossip show, where it's like, here's a new segment where two people wearing the same outfit, and it's called They Both Look Nice.
I had another podcast I was listening to, and it was like, Canadian singles are waiting to apologize to you right now.
God. It's like, I don't think I've met a few Canadians, but I wasn't able to peg them as Canadians, so.
Until they said sorry.
Yeah.
And then you realized, oh man, they've been extra nice this entire time.
I don't think anyone's ever dropped a sorry on me until after they revealed that they're Canadian, though.
Oh, I've figured it out that way. It's like, Wisconsin or Canada?
Minnesota.
Well, don't you know?
Do you want to go in my car? Yeah. Sorry, we're making fun of accent. We can make fun of white people later.
We've done enough. It's time.
Yeah, it's time for us to go to bed because it's late. So we love you all. I'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have some more Drusilla. Bye!
Bye!
That was an Unspoiled Network podcast.